Hey everybody, just wanted to come on and give a quick update because I know I haven't been posting on here as much recently. Last couple of months have been quite a roller coaster. I was previously settled and living in Ukraine for the past 5 years, and as you probably can guess, those plans changed all of a sudden. In the same week, I also got some pretty semi-serious medical news. So as you can imagine, my mind has been elsewhere, and unfortunately, when things pile up on top of me a bit too much, the Brehon Academy is always the first thing that needs to be cut. So that's just a shame because I love working on it. But what I was able to do in the meantime is actually develop a free crash course in Gaelic Ireland. The purpose of the Brehon Academy is to promote a revived awareness and appreciation for the laws, mythology, and customs of early Ireland. And so I felt one of the great ways to do that would be to hand pick some of the best topics from all of my other courses. So the early Irish culture and society, Irish mythology, and the Brehon laws of early Ireland. And from these, combine into a very condensed but still very insightful and interesting crash course that would introduce people to the manners, the customs, the mindset, the beliefs, the rituals, and the practices of the early Irish. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, jump over to the brehonacademy.org. Look for the online courses tab at the top of the page. You'll also find it on the homepage. Look for the free crash course in Gaelic Ireland. All you need to do is sign up for the site. So you just need a basic account. That's the only requirement. You get lifetime access. You can access it on any device. I just want to run through some of the topics that this course covers. We go through the tribe and the family, which, in my opinion, is really the bedrock of understanding early Irish society. You have to understand how the tribe and the family unit actually worked and functioned in the society. From here, we'll dive into the family in a little bit more detail. We'll look at children and fosterage. Then we'll move on to women, work, and their status in early Irish society. We look at hospitality. Ireland is very famous for being the land of a thousand welcomes. Well, in this lecture, you'll learn about the rules of hospitality that were part of the Brehon laws of early Ireland. Then we'll take a little detour into the mythology because it's important to understand the myths that these people believed in order to try and get a better understanding of who they were and how did they think. So we look at the four mythological cycles. We look at who were the two-headed Danann, the elusive, mysterious race of semi-divine beings that kind of ruled Ireland for a few hundred years. We'll look at some of the stories like the taking of the fairy mound, how Satanta became Cuchulainn, a poem by W. Butler Yeats, The Stolen Child. Then we'll kind of delve into the politics a little bit. We'll look at the difference between chieftains and high kings. We'll look at some of the royal sites of early Ireland and some of the rituals that were involved in becoming a king. What did the kings actually have to do in order to become the king? And they're quite interesting and eye-opening ceremonies. So you get an insight into that as well. Then we'll look at the 7 grades of wisdom. So we'll learn about the approach to education in early Ireland. And then we'll go into the Brehon Law to learn a little bit more about the actual laws that held the fabric together. We'll meet some of the Brehons and learn how they think and how the system of early Ireland was very different than the system of ours today. Next, we can't speak about early Ireland without at least pausing to mention Christianity and the massive influence and impact that the coming of Christianity had on the island of Ireland. And finally, we're going to look at how the Brehon laws came to an end. What was it that caused the end of Gaelic Ireland? Was it voluntary or was it forced? And there's a little bonus thrown in there for you guys as well because everybody loves this topic. It's sacred Irish trees. And I'm throwing that in there as well because it gives another insight into just how these people used to think. How did they look at society? How did they look at nature? How did they view the trees, their habitat? We learn how Ogham was the alphabet of the early Irish, earlier one of the alphabets of the early Irish, which is based on trees. And this is all completely free. I'm giving it away. It's the best parts from my other courses, as I said. It's only 2.5 hours long. So if you're interested, jump over to brehonacademy.org, go over to online courses, the top tab, look for Gaelic Ireland free course, click there. All you need to do is set up an account on the Brehon Academy, and that's completely free, a basic account, and you'll be able to access this course. You get lifetime access. You can access it on any device that you can view videos on. And that's all I have for you. Just that quick update. Um, Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Watch this space because there's a lot more to come. That's all for now. Slán go fóill.